Right, so I'm here with Eve and Henny. Eve is the president of ladies hockey. Henny is the captain for the game on Sunday. How are you both doing?
Good, thank you.
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, and so how did you both get into hockey? Obviously, it's a game some people play at school, so was that the same for you?
Yeah, it was for me. I started at school when I was about 10, so I'd never played before, and then I just did it in like PE lessons, and then I really enjoyed it from then and played it for like all my years throughout school. And then when I came to uni, I was like, well, I definitely want to keep going with the sport. Went along to like ladies hockey tasters, trials, and I was like, yep, I'm going to stick with this. And so from there, so not that exciting.
And was that the same for you, Eve? Yeah.
Yeah, I started when I was probably about 8. Played in primary school and then joined a club probably about the same time, Chelmsford Hockey Club, and played all throughout school for the club. I didn't play at school, but I had lots of friends that played with me, and then same as I started at uni, I wanted to play hockey. So.
Okay, and how has the season been going so far? Obviously, Varsity, only one of the games in a big long season. How's it been going over the last few months?
I mean, so I play 2s and Henny plays 1s, so I don't know if you want to...
Yeah, so currently we are top of both our leagues, our Bucks League and our Saturday League. We are very likely to get promoted into tier 1 of our Bucks League. Yeah, we just need to win our next game on Wednesday and win or draw, and then we get promoted. Saturday, it's a much bigger fight, but similarly, we're currently top and we're doing really well. So it's been a really successful season so far.
Yeah, and then in terms of the 2s, so we had a tough season with Bucks in term 1. We didn't win any of our Bucks games, but then we just kind of turned it around in the last few weeks, and we haven't lost any this term. So we were in bottom position. We managed to scrape up into 5th, and are hoping to then stay there and not get relegated this season in Bucks. But in Saturday, we were doing really well. At the start of the season, we had something like a 9 or 10 game winning streak. But we recently had played top of the league. Well, our competitor for top of the league, and unfortunately lost that. So I think we're looking like we're going to finish 2nd place or 3rd place. I think 2nd or 3rd in our Saturday league, but not too bad as well. Been pretty good season.
Yeah, and have both of you got any like personal highlights over the season? Maybe some of the goals you scored, or just some of the results in general.
Probably my personal highlight is when we played Oxford 2s and beat them 3-1, because that really solidified where we were in our position for Bucks, and it showed us that we do have the capabilities to move up, and it gave us a lot more confidence as a team. So that's probably my highlight.
I think for me it would be when we were playing top of the league, and it had just been after the men's ones had played before us and the ladies ones had played before that, and they just had 2 really good wins, and we were on 3rd after that with all these spectators, and we're like, oh god, this is going to be awful. Playing top of the league in Bucks is not going to go well. And we came out and drew 1-1. We were so proud of ourselves after that. That was incredible. That was a really good game for us. I think that's really one of my highlights.
Yeah. And what are you sort of hoping for out of the match tomorrow? Obviously, playing commentary, it's a nice big competitive one. So do you think the chances are good?
Very good.
I mean, it's not to sound really cocky, but they are 2 leagues below us in Bucks. They won quite comfortably to our 3s, but I think we have a very good chance. I don't think we've ever lost to them in hockey, so we have a very good chance of beating them with quite a considerable amount of goals, hopefully.
What was the score in the first?
I think our Varsity 2020 was probably about 7 or 8-0, so...
Yeah, so we picked the correct fixture then if we want to see where it was. Before it somehow jinxes it or something. But who are the players that we should be looking out for? Maybe the star people on the team, or just someone who could put in a really good performance.
I think you should definitely look out for Lizzie Stevenson. She is our centre back. She's our centre half. Number 12. She is one of the best players on the team. She's really, really consistently brilliant, and she is the backbone of our team. But I think you should also be looking out for Chelsea Hegarty-Swain. I can't remember her number, but she is our striker, and she has been doing incredibly this entire season. She has the most sexiest stick skills you've ever seen. So she will be definitely someone else to watch. But yeah.
Yeah, and have you got any strategies for dealing with some of Coventry's, I guess, more dangerous players? Obviously, you say you're quite confident with how the result is going to go, but what sort of ways are you going to deal with any like Coventry attacks, I guess?
I think just immediate pressure on them, get them rattled, get them scared will benefit us loads. I think an early goal particularly would make a big difference to their lack of confidence and to our confidence. I think that will be the main goal initially, but then also just getting up the D, working as a team. Obviously, like Eve will be playing and a couple other twos players will be playing who we haven't played with yet. So I think just working as a team and having like a great foundation for team spirit and the capacity to kind of work off each other despite the fact we haven't played together, I think is going to be a big thing. And also communication, I think, is going to be a big aspect of it.
I think also to make sure you don't get too cocky is sometimes you start the game. I've mine in the twos, my experience, we start the game and we're quite clear early on that, okay, we're the better team, this is fine, we're going to win. And then because we are clearly better, we get a bit complacent and then they score like the first goal or something like that. So I think it's going to make sure that even when we start winning or at the start when we're clear, okay, we're a better team, is like still getting the goals in and still showing that actually we got to keep trying to still win.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I guess for anyone that's maybe tuning into hockey for the first time, are there some of like the key rules or maybe even the niche rules that they should be looking out for to try and understand the game a bit better?
I think probably one of the nichest rules that we found, particularly when we played men's rugby at hockey last term, is that in summer of last year, there's no offside, so you can be top of the field and that makes no difference if it gets to you, but then equally you have to be in the D to score. I think that they're probably two of the most important ones that people that have watched other sports but haven't seen hockey would need to know, basically. Do you have anything else?
Just kind of like the standard ones, like you can't kick the ball with your foot type thing. It has to stay away from your feet. So when people watch it, they're like, oh, why is that foul being given? It's because I've accidentally knocked it off my foot. And then stuff like stick tackles is when you're tackling, it's got to be stick on ball. You can't hit someone else's stick out of the way. So sometimes people are unclear of like, why is that being a foul? But that's usually why.
Okay. Yeah. And another thing I play hockey for mixed hockey, and another thing I've noticed is that the corner routines are all quite complicated. How many of you sort of got to deal with that? And maybe like explain just how the corners work, because in like sports like football, they're a bit different.
Yeah, so our corners are, if a foul has occurred in the D, we get short corner, which will be and you push it in. Injection. When you an injection into normally the top of the D, but can be from anywhere, and the D has to go out of the D and then move into the D in order to shoot. I think that's the basic gist. There's 4 players and then the goalie within the D that within the goal that have to run out to defend. But other than that, I think that's the basic gist. Most common one would be a straight strike from the top of the D into probably one of the corners. We have Lizzie Stevenson, who I'm going to name drop again, is an amazing striker. Despite the fact she's our centre half, she is the best striker for that, and she recently got a goal against Loughborough Fives.
Is that in our video?
Yeah, in our video, you will see it, in our promo video. She recently got a goal using that, but we have a fair few other methods of gaining goals from our short corners, like a fair few strategies.
Well, we'll maybe hear them on the day. And for anyone that maybe listens and wants to get involved in ladies hockey, how can they sort of do that?
Well, I think because we cater for all abilities, we can take, like, if you're a really experienced player, played those before, you'll happily slot into ones and twos. Or if you've never played before, you can join the fours. So we have like a lot of tasters. I think we'll probably hold more tasters at the start of term 3, but anyone can join. We're welcome, literally anybody. You don't have to have experience. We have spare sticks. Training is like all abilities. And like next term, we're playing lots of summer leagues. So there'll still be opportunities this year, even if it's towards the end of this term. There's still games going on. So, yeah, we welcome anybody.
Yeah, so good luck for the game. And if you want to come and watch it, just come down to Westwood Heath at 1 o'clock on the Sunday, or listen to it live on more 12:51 a.m. Yeah, good luck, and thank you for having me, or thank you for being here.
Thank you.